We are back a day late and a dollar short, as they say, with some Raw reactions. We threw in some NXT reactions for you all today, too. And boy, oh boy, one of those problems, though, is that football has started. So we got a lot more on our plates now that we're trying to follow on a weekly basis, and we're trying to navigate how that's all going to work out. But the other problem is that Raw started early this week, and we forgot. It started at 4 p.m. Pacific instead of 5 p.m., and I was totally thrown off guard at 5 o'clock when I was like, why are we in the middle of the Seth Rollins, Becky, Lynch, CM Punk, AJ Lee segment? And then it dawned on me, oh, yeah, we have this special start time, and I'm forgetful if this is a permanent thing now or if this is just a 1 week thing. I don't know if it had to do with where they were. I don't know if this had to do with NXT Homecoming, which was last night, and that was in a special location, that Full Sail University. So I don't know if that had anything to do with any of this. I don't know.
Okay, but we were late basically to the party.
But we were late to the party, so here we are on Wednesday with some takeaways from all that as we head towards Wrestlepalooza, Nika. We are on the verge of the dawn of the ESPN paid premium live event era.
With commercials.
My goodness. And I got to be honest, before we get into all this, I thought this was kind of a weak lead up into this, what is supposed to be this big blockbuster moment happening.
It was. But that's how it's been so far. Major events, the timing between the events, it's mediocre at best.
We've seen this pattern, but we've usually seen a pickup in the lead up to the event.
Before.
And it just felt like a little lackluster to me as I was watching it all unfold. Now, I mean, we have Monday Night Football going on now. We have on the verge of playoff baseball is about to start. So there's a lot of exciting things happening. I'll admit my attention is split many ways.
Sure.
But we did turn Raw on, and it just felt like it was having trouble keeping our attention, even after the late start that we got. And so we went back and got caught up on it, and it just didn't have the same emotional weight, I feel like, going into some of these matches. So having said that, if this is your first time here, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and please ring that alarm bell for our mascot, Frexy. Freckles is her name, and she is just so cute and just can't resist smashing that subscribe button, right? Ding, ding, ding.
Frexy will love you for it.
All right, Nika. Well, I want to start with our favorite couple in WWE.
The villainous couple.
The villainous Seth freaking Rollins and Becky Lynch, the women's Intercontinental Champion and the men's World Heavyweight Champion, respectively. They are my favorite.
They are good on the mic and they're good in the ring.
They are great on the mic. How great are they? Well, we were once again treated to another one of Seth Rollins' famous ruses this week, I feel like. That argument that unfolded between him and Becky Lynch in the ring, I feel like was staged. As we were watching it, I was like, "Oh no, is there disintegration in the ranks already? Like,
are they playing it up that they're gonna be fighting for themselves, not together?"
And then all of a sudden, they made it seem like it was fake, and they used it as an opportunity to pull off a sneak attack on CM Punk and AJ Lee, who had both come down to the ring to interrupt this promo that was started by Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. This whole segment was a little bit too long for me. I look back at the replay, and it's like 22 minutes long for this whole segment, and it's like, wow, what are we doing filler here?
It seemed like it was a filler because it was repetitive. The dialogue was very repetitive.
I like Seth and Becky on the mic, but sometimes some of the rhetoric feels repetitive, like a politician. Like who's giving the same stump speech over and over and over again instead of bringing new material week in and week out.
And changing it up a little, yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know if that's a result of just the stale buildup and this feud and whatnot. I got to be honest, though, and I know I'm going to get some hate from people about this, but I got to say it. AJ Lee's character kind of annoys me.
You're not the only one. I'm annoyed by her too, so there you go.
Well, I know that you are because we talk about these things. But I was hesitant to bring it up because I know she's this fan favorite from the past and she's been gone for a decade. But the whole way they brought back her character with being away for mental health, it rang a little bit hollow to me when I first saw it. And, you know, I'm glad Becky actually brought her neck injury into it because I wish that she would have and said, I wish she would have been self-acknowledged of that in a sense, because I would have felt like it would have made her a little bit more vulnerable. And I think her character persona needs that vulnerability to be likable and to feel authentic. So not only that, I feel like she's also nerfing my favorite character, CM Punk, from the good guy perspective. You know, like she's taking his edge away a little bit. And I like CM Punk with a little edge to it. That's all. Her like playful, sarcasmic, whimsical personality doesn't mesh well with the CM Punk personality that I'm used to. I don't think that they're disingenuous with their affection for each other, you know, or anything like that. It's just, I feel like they were better separated a little bit. That's all.
The character chemistry, their personal life doesn't matter because what matters is what's in the ring at this point. And the chemistry in the ring just feels not authentic. I don't want to say forced too much, but it doesn't feel authentic.
Yeah.
When you look at Seth and Becky's chemistry in the ring, is very different. They play off each other. With Punk and AJ Lee, she takes all the spotlight and Punk is easy.
He lets her have it. And I don't like that because I mean, no offense, I'm paying money to go to Raw. I want to see CM Punk on the mic being CM Punk. I want to hear his music. Exactly. I remember he even said like, oh, she can have the music intro.
Right. It feels nerfed.
I'm glad that Becky and Seth were like calling him out on that. Not only because it's like it's weak or whatever to come out to your wife's music instead of your own, but it's more for the fans.
It's not
the fans
that.
Deserve to hear the music in the intro and see you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Right, but you play a character. You are part of you are a character in that ring.
Yes, indeed. And like I said, back to her character, I wish they just would have brought the neck injury into her initial comeback speech on Raw the week before, because it would have made her more vulnerable, and I would have bought into the character explainer better.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on. We had some other things happening on Raw, and one of them was that LA Knight got some revenge on Jey Uso. He landed a BFT on him in the closing minutes of Raw. This was after LA Knight and Jimmy Uso, Jay's brother, had been assigned a tag team matchup with The Vision, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. So this feud continues, and the whole triangle between Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, and LA Knight remains somewhat unresolved here as to like where they're going with all of this, I guess, especially leading into the weekend at Wrestlepalooza, because the Uso brothers are reuniting as a tag team to take on these same two idiots. So what do we think's happening here, Nika? Anything come to mind? Anything?
They need new writers.
They need new writers. I'm just a little bit confused about what the ultimate end game is with LA Knight and Jey Uso at this point, and how that factors into the match that's happening on Saturday, if at all. I feel like LA Knight always gets the short end of the stick when it comes to premium live events. Am I wrong?
No.
He missed SummerSlam. He got Perez, and now he's missing the big ESPN debuts so far.
He's going to be on the Raw on the day after.
Probably. He'll get some bump. Who knows? But
that seems to
it won't be a championship match, most likely. No. So I'm kind of just confused on this whole situation. But we'll be talking about the matchups themselves tomorrow on our predictions show. Meanwhile, John Cena came out to kick off Raw. And that's different because he is normally on the SmackDown programming. Although I think for these final appearances, it's wherever it makes most sense.
I agree.
Here he came out and did a promo for his match with Brock Lesnar. He says he's afraid, but he's also not going to back down, Nika. So
we see.
Okay. This was pretty vanilla stuff, honestly. And, you know, I wish there would have been, like I said, more drama happenings leading up to the actual Wrestlepalooza. because LA Knight and Jey Uso, and I don't think that is going to necessarily have a big impact on Wrestlepalooza unless I'm way off base. And so this whole Cena promo, it fell flat. Like Brock Lesnar wasn't there in the ring with him talking back. We saw Brock Lesnar on SmackDown, and then we saw Cena on Raw. We don't see them together. So kind of whatever. All right. El Grande Americano, our favorite lucha libre.
He had a match.
He had a match against Dragon Lee and defeated him. This was like fallout from Worlds Collide and the main event there between Dirty Dominic Mysterio and El Hijo del Vikingo, the son of the Viking. Of course, Dirty Dom became Double Dom, winning a second title, the AAA Mega Championship, going alongside his Intercontinental title. So, yeah. This matchup happens as sort of a fallout from that because El Grande and Dragon Lee were both involved in that main event at Worlds Collide. Dragon Lee trying to prevent El Grande from interfering on Dirty Dom's behalf. We already talked about Los Misteriosos, the pseudo tag team that we've given to El Grande Americano and Dirty Dominic Mysterio, the bromance that has formed between these two men, because I don't think El Grande is part of the Judgment Day officially. In fact, they had an argument about it this week.
They don't want him around.
They don't. And Dirty Dom was like kind of fighting on his behalf. So is this the first fracture in the Judgment Day that we've been seeing as far as like Dom leaving them? I feel like Dom is a bigger star than them, right? And by extension, Liv probably too, as far as the female companionship. And I don't think they're gonna split up anytime soon.
I don't think so either.
If anything, this whole situation is gonna lead to Dom and Liv going their own way potentially in the future. And that makes sense because the Judgment Day's been a revolving door.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to wait and see if Dom's friendship with El Grande supersedes the Judgment Day, but for now, things are on an uneasy terrain.
Sure.
Stephanie Vaquer, she defeated Kairi Sane in a singles matchup. This was her warm-up matchup for Wrestlepalooza, but Asuka got involved at the end and kind of had started some shit in the ring with Stephanie, and I'm wondering if we're going to see a feud between them in the future because obviously they're both on Raw. And they're both there for the taking. And Asuka seems to be going into this heel mode after kind of coming back to heroic cheers and getting all the way to the Queen of the Ring finals. She has since turned sort of villainous. Well, and if IYO SKY continues to get involved in their little triangle, because I know she's trying to keep the peace between everyone, at least backstage in the Raw locker room. Speaking of peace, someone who does not have inner peace right now is Bayley. She reminds me of the character Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Split personality, right? She goes into the ring, she rescues Lyra, she makes this return, and then later she cusses her out backstage when Lyra goes to thank her. So yeah, she's definitely snapping. Something's weird going on inside of her. Not sure where this is all leading, but definitely has some Gollum vibes.
It does. Is it leading to her turning a heel? I mean, we've been saying this for a few months already.
I hope so. I really hope they don't have her just come out clean on the end of this, I guess, because I feel like her character needs some edginess to it. And I would love to be in a situation where we don't know what Bayley we're going to get. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe she's good today. Maybe she's not. And
like a Joker.
Yeah. A little fun. It might make it more interesting, keep us on our toes more, and give the writers more to work with.
Yeah.
All right, Nika. Well, I want to switch gears and talk about this NXT Homecoming event that went off last night. And one of the other reasons why we waited until today to do our weekly Raw reaction takeaways is because the NXT Homecoming was last night, and a lot of the WWE main roster talent was being promoted as being a part of this show. So we wanted to check it out, and we don't check out NXT on a regular basis. And before we get into this, I just want to say I will not be continuing to check out NXT on a regular basis because this is like the minor leagues of WWE, and we just don't have time for it. We're already stretched thin with NFL starting, MLB playoffs about to start, and then trying to keep up with all the WWE main roster events every week. We got 2 plus paid live events every couple weeks. So
it's a lot.
Whew.
And there's only 2 of us.
There's only 2 of us here, and there's not going to be any more of us anytime soon. No. So nevertheless, these shows remind me of a small band. I'm sorry. These shows remind me of a huge famous rock band playing in a small club after they've been around for 25 years for old time's sake. Mm-hmm. And it turns into like one of those $2,000, $3,000 tickets because it's like a chance to be up close and personal and intimate with the band in a smaller venue, not a big stadium. Like,
sure.
Anyways, speaking of rock stars, we got 2 of them to kick this whole thing off last night. Triple H and Shawn Michaels, 2 of the original D-Generation X members back in the day, back from where I came from. And I thought for a second they were going to get into it. I thought they were going to start a match.
Fights, yeah.
And you talk about, now that would have been worth the price of admission if that would have happened, because you could have said, wow, I was there when Triple H and Shawn Michaels threw down once again. After all these years.
They probably had to have EMTs on the standby for those 2.
I think they both love it so much that they wanted to. A part of them. They were like, let's do it.
In suits.
One day they're gonna, I think. Yeah, I mean, why not? They've done it before.
Of course. Why not?
No suit, tights. Who cares?
It's like riding a bicycle.
Yeah.
You never forget.
Of course, once you've practiced as much as those 2 have.
Exactly.
Really cool, though, to see both of those, like, heroes from back in the day, I guess, lack of a better word to put it, of mine, coming out. I mean, Shawn Michaels was around in WrestleMania 6 we talked about a few weeks back, you know?
That's a long time ago.
Oh, yeah. The Rockers, the famous tag team, Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. We did have some matches last night, and the main event was Stephanie Vaquer, Rhea Ripley, and Lyra Valkyria out of nowhere taking on Fatal Judgment. JC Jane and her companions.
Well, Lyra was replaced because of Stephanie. I mean, Tiffany.
Yes, we got to talk about this. I was shocked there was no Tiffany Stratton because the week before, these 3 girls had come out and cut a promo. Mm-hmm. Now, you heard some details. So what do you think happened here, why Tiffany did not participate?
The rumor is that she got some kind of a concussion on that fight, therefore not being cleared medically to participate in this up-and-coming fight that had.
Gotcha. So she will not be relinquishing her title like Naomi, and because she's with child. This is more of a concussion incident, at least for now.
Yes, concussion protocol, 10 days IL.
Gotcha. That's good to know. Phew. I don't like when titles change hands via pregnancy. I mean, I understand that it happens, and God bless Naomi and her new family, but, you know, it's a little anticlimactic, too.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Anyways, no, this 3-way matchup to close things out, it was okay. You know, it's just, I think it's more glorified practice for these ladies as they head into this weekend Wrestlepalooza. Of course, Stephanie has a big match, and again, this was true fan service for these people to just show up to this event. The arena is so small; it's not even an arena. It looks like a high school gymnasium.
Exactly, it was college gymnasium, so not much bigger than high school.
Yeah, I mean, and really cool history, by the way. Short tangent. Just about how Full Sail and WWE have this partnership, and they, you know, produced this show at this location for so long before NXT became its own traveling exhibition. It was just home here. And so that's why a lot of them call it Homecoming, because they were just raised in that building to learn the art of wrestling.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Sami Zayn made an appearance on NXT last night, and he was cutting a promo backstage when some crazy fight spilled into it, but the fallout from that was him getting a little one-on-one time with Javon Evans, one of our guys. We saw him on SmackDown a while back, and he caught my attention because of how acrobatic and how much of a high flyer he was. And I was like, let's promote this guy immediately. Well, I'm still waiting. It was good to see him, and apparently I'm not the only one that's noticed Javon Evans, because Sami Zayn said, like, you're a future champion in this business, so keep a cool head on yourself, you know? And I guess that was the lesson from the segment. But what do you think? Is Javon Evans going to be a future champion anytime soon?
I think so. It's almost like a passing of a baton when Cena told Sami when he was starting, and now Sami's telling that to Javon.
Yeah.
So it's kind of continuation.
I would love to see a plot twist here.
Oh,
I would love to see somehow Javon Evans challenge Sami Zayn now for the U.S. title and win, or at least get a match, because that's the kind of good drama that comes from good writing.
I know, but that should have happened last week when there was an open challenge for that belt.
Well, that was for Cena, though.
I know, but still, is the open challenge continues?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see. One big announcement that came out of this show last night is that the NXT champion, Obafemi, is going to be taking on the TNT champion, Trick Williams. I can't keep up with all these champions, Nika, but this fight is happening next week, and I don't expect anything major to come of this because NXT has their next PLE, Premium Live Event, which is still on Peacock, by the way, on September 27th. And Obafemi is already like booked for a main event title defense during that paid live event. So like, I guess why are they having this matchup now if we already kind of know the outcome is going to be? It's a little anticlimactic, right?
It's a working match.
Exactly. So
you gotta have those too.
I know they gotta have them, but I feel like they could work them better into the writing, other than like giving us this. I'd rather have this matchup after the event in case there's some. Oh, is it going to change hands? You know, some uncertainty to the outcome, I guess. But it feels like it's already a preordained decision at this point. So I'll leave it up to them to surprise me and pull a fast one, but I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
Okay, really quickly, Charlotte and Alexa made an appearance right away. They kind of interrupted Triple H and Shawn Michaels from starting their fight, but they had a successful title defense last night. Obviously, they weren't going to lose on an NXT event, so they defensed against the Culling. And then Finn Balor, our favorite member of the Judgment Day these days, he came out to his old school music that he used to have on NXT. So that was a little bit of a fun fan service moment for fans, and that was really about it.
A lot of it was either promos or fan service. There was a lot of little skits, a lot of it promos, and that was really it.
The last thing I want to say, though, is that I was really happy to see them give the women the limelight a little bit last night. They had the first and last match of the evening. And so, yeah, kudos to letting them have the spotlight. They need to do it more, in my opinion.
Yes, and when Alexa and Charlotte came out, they even said NXT is more women's driven versus men's driven.
Yeah, exactly.
So it played into it nicely.
All right. Well, as we mentioned, Wrestlepalooza is this Saturday, folks. It is happening on ESPN Unlimited. It's the first premium live event that will be on ESPN after so many glorious months on Peacock for affordable prices. Nevertheless, it's happening. It's changing. The commercials are running. The promos are happening on Twitter and X everywhere. You can't escape it. We will be watching Wrestlepalooza on ESPN, and we will be reporting back afterwards on the quality of service. It's another big part of this. You know, we've been spoiled with Peacock having great pregame, postgame coverage of these paid premium live events. I want to see how that unfolds on ESPN. I assume a lot of it's going to be the same, but nevertheless, until it happens, I want to see it. And will it be ad-free, or will there be ads running during the pregame, postgame show? Will there be sponsorship name drops and things of that nature, screen sharing as they have on NFL Red Zone now? We're going to be talking about it all, looking at it all, dissecting it all, because that's what we do here on the Kenikka Sports Show. So stay tuned. We're also going to do our predictions segment, and that is going to be dropping tomorrow. We will be predicting the outcome of all these matches. And if you've never been with us here on a predictions episode, then you need to be, because we have a really good track record, and we haven't been doing this very long.
No.
So the odds are with you if you come and watch us and you want to know what's going to happen on Saturday before it happens. We got the goods, and we're going to tell you, sometimes even with specific details that are spot on. I'm not even joking.
So if you're a betting man, come to the show.
Exactly. All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. We got lots to do, lots to watch, lots to cover. But in the meantime, Let us know what you thought of this week's Raw episode. Did you like NXT? Did you enjoy the Homecoming? Are we being too overly critical? Do we like Seth and Becky way too much? Are we being too hard on AJ Lee? Let us know. Did you buy ESPN? Are you going to be using the Surfshark that Stephanie McMahon recommended instead?